you saw shirking his part in the combat of then or ere long the city will be in a blaze. And Pyrrhus answered, Hector, your rebuke is just. Listen therefore and believe me, when I tell you that I am not here so much through rancor or ill will towards the Trojans, as from a desire to indulge my grief. My wife was even now gently urging me to cancel, and I hold it better that I should go, for victory is ever fickle. Wait then, while I put on my armor, or go first and I will follow. I shall be sure to overtake you. Hector made no answer, but Helen tried to soothe him. Brother, said she, to my abhorred and sinful self, would that a whirlwind had caught me up on the day my mother brought me forth, and had borne me to some mountain, or to the waves of the roaring sea, that should have swept me away ere this mischief, and had come about. But since the gods have devised these evils, would at any rate that I had been wife to a better man, to one who could smart under dishonor men's evil speeches. This fellow was never yet to be depended upon, nor never will be, and he will surely reap what he has sown. Still, brother, come in and rest upon this suit, for it is you who bear the brunt of that toil that has been caused by my hateful self, and by the sin of Paris, both of whom Zeus has doomed to be a theme of song among those that shall be born hereafter. And Hector answered, Bid me not be seated, Helen, for all that good will you bear me. I cannot say I am in haste to help the Trojans who miss me. Greatly when I am not among them that urge your husband, and of his own self also let him make haste to overtake me before I am out of the city. I must go home to see my household, for my wife and my little son, for I know not whether I shall ever again return to them, or whether the gods will cause me to throw by my hands the Achaeans. When Hector left her and forthwith was at his own house, he did not find Andromache, for she was on the wall with her child, and one of her maids weeping bitterly. Seeing then that she was not within, he stood on the threshold of the women's rooms and said, Women, tell me and tell me true, where did Andromache go when she left the house? Was it to my sisters or to my brothers' wives, or is at the temple of Athena, where the other women are propitiating the awful goddess? His good housekeeper answered, Hector, since you did bid me tell you truly, she did not go to your sisters, nor to your brothers' wives, nor yet to the temple of Athena, where the other women are propitiating the awful goddess, but she is on the high wall of Ilium, for she had heard the Trojans were being hard pressed, but that the Achaeans were in great force. She went to the wall in the frenzied haste, and the nurse went with her carrying the child. Hector hurried from the house when she had done speaking, and went down the streets by the same way that he had come. When he had gone through the city, he had reached the Scadion gates, through which he would go out onto the plain. His wife came running towards him, Andromache, daughter of great Phaeacion, who ruled in Thebe under the wooded slopes of Mount Bacchus, and was king of the Sicilians. His daughter had married Hector, and had now came to meet him with a nurse who carried his little child in her bosom, a mere babe. Hector, darling son, and lovely as a star. Hector had named him Scamandarius, the people called him Astyanax, king of the city. For his father stood alone as chief guardian of Ilium. Hector smiled as he looked upon the boy, but he did not speak, and Andromache stood by him, weeping and taking his hand in her own. Dear husband, said she, your valor will bring you to destruction. Think on your infant son, and my hapless self, who ere long shall be your widow. For the Achaeans will set upon you in a body and kill you. It would be better for me should I lose you till I dead and married, for I shall have nothing left to comfort me when you are gone, save only sorrow, and I have neither father nor mother now. Achilles slew my father when he sacked Thebe, the goodly city of the Sicilians. He slew him, but did not for very shame to spoil him. Ashes in the mountain nymphs, daughters of the aegis-bearing Zeus, planted, but on the same day they all went within the house of Hades. Achilles killed them as they were in the sheep and castle. My mother, who despoiled and freed her for a great sum. But the archer queen Artemis took her in the house of your father. Nay, Hector, you who to me are father, this wall may make your child fatherless and your wife a widow. As for the host, place them near the fig tree, where the city can be best scaled, and the wall is weakest. Thrice have the bravest of them come thither, assailed it under the two Ajaxes, Idomeneus, the sons of Atreus, and the brave son of Tydeus. Either their unbagging, or because some soothsayer had told them. And Hector answered, Might I too have thought upon all this, that with what face should I look upon the Trojans, man or woman, if I shirked battle like a coward? I cannot do so. I know nothing save that I bravely in the forefront of the Trojan host, with renown alike for my father and myself. Well do I know that the day will surely come when mighty Ilium shall be destroyed of Priam and Priam's people. But I grieve for none of these, not even for Hector, nor King Priam, nor for my brothers many and brave, who may fall in death before their foes. For none of these do I grieve. As for yourself, when the day shall come, I wish someone of the Achaeans shall rob you forever of your freedom, and bear you weeping away. It may be that you will have to lie in the loom in Argos at the bidding of the mistress, or fetch water for the springs of Messias or Hyperia, treated brutally by some cruel taskmaster. But then will one say, who sees you weeping, she was wife to Hector, the bravest warrior among the Trojans during the war before Ilium. On this your tears will break forth anew, for him who would have put away the day of captivity from you. May I lie dead under the barrow that is heaped over my body, ere I hear your cry as they carry you into bondage. He stretched his arms towards his child, but the boy cried and nestled in the nurse's bosom, scarred at the sight of her father's armor, and at the horsehair plume that nodded fiercely from his helmet. His father and his mother laughed to see him, but Hector took that helmet from his head and laid it gleaming upon the ground. Then he took his darling child, kissed him, and dandled him in his arms, praying over him the while to Zeus and to all the gods. Zeus, he cried, grant to this that my child may be even as myself, chief among the Trojans. Let him be not less excellent in strength, and let him rule with Odin with his might. But then may one say, as he comes from battle, the son is far better than the father. May he bring back the bloodstained spoils of him who has laid low, and his mother's heart be glad. With this he laid the child again in arms of his wife. He took him to her own soft bosom, smiling through the tears as her husband watched for her. His heart yearned towards her, and he caressed her fondly, saying, My own wife, do not take these things habitually to heart. No one can hurry me down to Hades before my time. But if a man's hour is come, be he brave or be he coward, there is no escape for him when he has once been born. Go then within the house and busy yourself with your daily duties, your loom, your distaff, and the ordering of your servants, for a war is a man's matter, and mine above all others of them have been born in Ilium. He took his plumed helmet from the ground, and his wife went back again to her house, weeping bitterly and often looking back towards him. When she reached her home, she found her maidens within, and made them all join in her lament. So they mourned Hector in his own house, though he was yet alive, for they deemed that he should never see him return safe from battle from furious hands of the Achaeans. Paris did not remain long in the house. He donned his goodly armor overlaid with bronze, and hastened through the city as fast as his feet could take him. As a horse stable and fed, break loose and gallops gloriously over the plain to the place where he is wont to bathe in the fair flowing river. He holds his head high, and his mane streams upon his shoulders, as he exults in his strength and flies like the wind to the haunts and feeding ground of the mares. Even so went forth Paris from high Pergamus, gleaming like sunlight in his armor, and he laughed aloud as he sped swiftly on his way. Forthwith he came upon his brother Hector, who was then turning away from the place where he had held converse with his wife, and he was himself the first to speak. Sir, said he, I fear that I have kept you waiting when you are in haste. You have not come quickly as you bade me. My good brother, answered Hector, you fight bravely, and no man with any justice can make light of your doings in battle, but you are careless and willfully remiss. It grieves me to heart to hear the ill of the Trojans speak about you. They have suffered much on your account. Let us be going. We will be making things hereafter. Should Zeus vouch save us to set the cup of our deliverance before ever living gods of heaven and our own homes, when we have chased the Achaeans from Troy.